Hello everyone, I'm Joe Zagacki and welcome to Hurricane Game Day with men's head basketball coach Frank Haith and Josh Darrow. They join me in just a second. Coming up on the show, we'll take a look back at the ACC tournament and look ahead at the NIT, where the Canes will host FAU in their opener tonight. Plus, Malcolm Grant gives you a behind-the-scenes tour of the Hurricane's state-of-the-art basketball facilities. Hurricane Game Day starts right now. Good job. Good pass, guys! We got to cut harder. Come on, AT! 1, 2, 3. Together! Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hurricane Game Day with University of Miami head coach Frank Haith. Josh Darrow also with us as we take a look at the University of Miami, well, pretty much the completion of the season, and coach the squad coming back from the ACC tournament. Tonight, Miami will be in the NIT as a number 2 seed against FAU. We'll talk about that in just a moment, but a wild ACC tournament for you. A great come from behind win against Virginia and a heartbreaker against North Carolina at the buzzer. Let's talk about the Virginia game first.
Well, obviously the Virginia game was an unbelievable comeback. I think that everybody in that building thought we were dead in the water. You know, with about 42 seconds left, we're down 10, and we just kept playing. Guys made plays. Durant Scott made a 3. Malcolm Grant makes a 3. They miss a free throw. They turn the ball over. Obviously, Durant intercepts the inbound pass and scores it to ties the game, and then. Julian Yama almost intercepts the pass to score at the end. So it was just an unbelievable feeling to have that kind of, turnaround and to come back and win a game like that.
And then the unfortunate circumstances would be 24 hours later from going from riding a high to, I won't say it's a low because you played good enough, but because of the way the game ended, I know that also had to be heart-wrenching. Yeah, exactly. You're going from one end of the spectrum to the other, and as you just said, the Carolina game, I thought we had the right game plan. We executed very well, and then obviously we knew Carolina wouldn't make a run, which they did. We didn't quite respond as well as we needed to during that time in a building that was like a home game for them. But Carolina, obviously, a lot of credit to them, and they made the shots, they made the plays in order to win the game.
The environment, I thought, gave them a huge lift when they needed an emotional lift. I thought Carolina really did get it from the home crowd.
They did, and it affected everything in that game. And there was so much blue in there; it was unbelievable. I thought we were at the Dean Dome. But I want to thank that our folks that were there, and their energy that they brought to the game, and our fans and our families that showed up, and it was appreciative to see the Hurricanes that traveled to Greensboro too.
Coach, you put together a nice game plan against North Carolina, minus the run and obviously the finish. But I mean, we talked about this during the game. If you go down the scouting report, you could probably check off your accomplishments in terms of, you look at a North Carolina team that 61 points, even in a win. That's a team that averages close to 80. So you had as you said, you did have the right game plan.
Yeah, I think they scored over 90 the next night against Clemson. So we did all the right things. Defensively, we turned them over. I think they had 20 turnovers in the game with our zone. And we just, offensively, we're playing very well. Like I said, late in the game, we had some buckets around the hoop. We just didn't convert. We missed some free throws. We took our shot selection wasn't the best. And those are areas we've got to get better at as we progress along as a basketball team.
You end up with 19 wins. You go into the NIT as a number 2 seed, and we'll talk about that matchup later on in the show. But you go in as a number 2 seed, which I think probably shows you how close you were to getting into the NCAA tournament. You look back, it has to be all those close games. You had a good formula for the non-conference schedule, where I think you really got to attack again next year is in conference play, right?
Yeah, I think we put together the right game plan in order to get in the NCAA tournament. There's no question our formula was what it needed to be non-conference schedule-wise. We had a couple games in there we could have won, like at Memphis, and those games may have gotten us over the hump. But I really believe you go back to our conference schedule, and if we could get 1 or 2 or more of those wins, we get in the tournament because our strength of schedule, our numbers are good. Our numbers are what they need to be in order to get in the NCAA tournament.
All right, the Hurricanes in the NIT, which we will talk about a little bit later on, but don't go anywhere. There's plenty to come on the show when we come back in this week's Unlimited Access. Hurricanes guard / entertainer Malcolm Grant gives you a behind-the-scenes tour of the Bank United Center. Hurricane Game Day on CSS. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Hurricane Game Day here on CSS. When the University of Miami brought back basketball, it also brought with it a dream. That dream was an on-campus state-of-the-art arena the Canes can call home. The Bank United Center is just that. With a behind-the-scenes tour of the Buck, here's Hurricanes guard Malcolm Grant in this week's Unlimited Access.
How you doing? This is Malcolm Grant, point guard for the Miami's basketball team, and I'm going to give you an inside access of our lounge and where we kick it at. This is our TV where we watch like basketball games after film. We all sit here and crack jokes on each other and stuff like that. Now follow me into the locker room. Now, the first two lockers you see is Ryan Quicktar and Justin Heller. These are our walk-ons, and as you see, they have dirty lockers. So, you know, we have to get on them about cleaning their lockers up. This is Eric Swoops right here. Don't try to hide from the camera, Eric. This is our freshman right here. This is I like to call my little brother right here. Say what's up to the camera, E.
What's up, y'all? How you doing?
How's everything going?
I'm good. Just getting ready for weights.
Oh, you got weights?
Yeah.
Well, you don't look like you need to lift anymore. You're already strong.
I should stop.
This is my locker right here. As you can see, I have the cleanest locker. There's nothing in here except but game film that I like to watch, stuff like that. Right here, before you walk out, we have all the players that played in the NBA before our time. So now I'm going to take you guys to the weight room. Follow me this way. It's kind of a long hallway. We like to come out here and get our dance on. Sometimes we get, you know, start crunching and all that. Right here is the visiting team's locker room. When they come in, they go in there and get dressed and stuff and get ready to play against us. This is my right-hand man right here, TP. This is our strength coach. He gets me hyped before the games and before practice. He always talking to me, making sure my head's on right, ready for the game. I don't know where I would be without this guy right here. TP, say what's up to the camera, man.
What's up, folks? What's going on?
TP,
Come on in.
Weight room right here, y'all. This is where we get it in right here, man. This is the dumbbells and stuff. This is for like Ryan Quicktar, Justin Heller, you know, guys that are really soft, not really strong, 5 pounds, make sure you get that. And then, you know, a guy like me, you know, I don't really like to put a lot of weight on, you know, I like to keep my figure right, so I probably get about 230s. TP, thanks a lot, man. I see you was getting your workout on. What's up, man?
I'm about to start, man. You interrupted my stuff.
My bad, TP. Before we go to practice facility, I'm going to take you guys to the court real quick. Oh, they playing that Usher. This court, this means a lot to me because, you know, we've had so many great players that's played here, and this is where I like to, you know, work on my game and perfect my craft. When we have practice or when we have days off, I come in here and get extra shots up. And here's all the teams that we play against in the ACC. Two water fountains right there, everybody's thirsty. We don't have no Gatorade or nothing like that. TP don't let us drink. So sometimes we act like we're going to the bathroom and then we just sneak out and get some water. go through the office. What up? This is the guy that recruited me right here. Y'all gotta come into the office and say what's up to my man right here. Coach Mo, what up, baby? Say what up to the camera, man. Everybody, this Coach Mo right here. This the guy that came and got me. A lot of people don't know I knew Coach before I came here. He recruited me for a long time, and then, you know, we made it happen. He got me here. He stays on me all the time, making sure I'm doing the right thing, working hard. Coach, what's up, man?
Let's watch a little tape, baby.
Watching film? Who you watching? Georgia Tech?
Georgia Tech, baby. Get ready.
As you can see, pictures. What you made of, what are you made of? That's me right there, last year in the headband. That's Duran Scott, a.k.a. Don Cheadle. He don't like when I call him that, but everybody know he's Don Cheadle. He had the little afro right there. Julian Gamble, a.k.a. Lambo. And that's AB right there, a.k.a. Shrek. Let's go this way, y'all, to the practice facility. Here in the practice facility, we have two sides. One side is for the women's basketball team, and one side is for the men's basketball team. I remember when I first came here, this wasn't even here. We used to go to the Haith when we didn't have the floor in the buck. And, you know, I remember Coach just telling us, like, we're going to have a practice facility for you guys to get extra shots in and work out, work on your game, make sure you're getting better. And I remember the first day it was open, I was in here immediately. And I remember all the players coming in, and we were just so excited because it's so convenient for us just to, you know, sometimes just have somewhere else to go and not necessarily coming here to play ball all the time. Like, sometimes we just come in here and talk and, you know, just be a family. Heat players came by. LeBron James, a.k.a. King James, holla at me, man. I hit you on Twitter. You never hit me back, too. I'm going to talk to you about that. Now, I remember there's one play, LeBron got a fast break, and he dunked on this rim right here, and the whole, like, gym shook. You know, I hope you guys had fun following me around and, you know, seeing what we have and how blessed we are to have something like this. So thank you once again. Thanks for tuning in.
A special thanks to UMTV student Natasha Jingles for putting that together for us. Great job, Natasha. She's over here running camera today. All right, Coach, I think Malcolm's got a future in the business as well.
Yeah, I think it should be Malcolm Grant's show. He's done more than I have on this show, and he's a natural. The guy's a natural. He's got all the AKAs, the lingos, you know, he's the best. And I don't know anybody could do that tour better than he could.
Well, no water? Can't drink no water?
I think he, you know, he gets going.
Exaggerates a little bit.
I mean, no water, no Gatorade.
In all seriousness, very nice practice facility. The facility, since you've been here 7 years, and Malcolm's right, from the time you've gotten here till now, the university has invested in your program, and you have some really nice facilities. And the practice facility, I know, is a huge deal because to the outside world, people just think you get to practice whenever you want. You have that, and guys can go get shots.
When we first got here, Josh, we would have to use the Haith because the facility was always in use. And even day before games at times, we would have to use the Haith. But during the fall, you have volleyball, rowing, women's basketball, men's basketball to try to get in the Haith. And then if football was raining, was using the Haith. So it was a lot of chaos. It was a lot of, you know, you had your window that you could practice, and that was it. And President Shalala, who absolutely has been a supporter of athletics all across the board, but of our program, she got it done. She deserves all the credit and stepping up and getting that facility done. And it's been just unbelievable in terms of just us being able to build our programs. Really helped.
Coincided with the weight room going inside the Bank United Center, which also makes a big difference because everything is inside one building for you.
Yeah, when we first got here, that was a closet. That was a storage closet that we asked that we can convert to a weight room so that, you know, we used the weight room over at the Haith, but it was also from a conveniency standpoint, having the ability to build that and put that in our building was a huge plus for us.
I think we need Ryan Quigtar and Justin Heller. They need some FaceTime to respond to some of the accusations by Malcolm.
Yeah.
The 10-pound weights.
Some of it was done in one. Those are the weights that Frank Haith and George Fernandez would use. But I mean, Ryan, come on. Ryan's been around too, you know.
By the
I
way,
mean,
it's not an open invitation, but if there were a way to say, your offices are really nice. If you get to walk through them, if someone had the ability to come through and look, even the offices. So I know work environment's key. So for the coaches to have a place to work and study tape and cut and edit and scout and just to bring people through, I mean, even the whole entirety of your facilities are real nice.
Well, and you know, we've had some donations that have really helped us. Jimmy Klotz and some other folks have helped us in the facility and to upgrade it. But we have some very nice offices, as nice as anybody's in the league.
To come full circle with this, Malcolm Graham, we saw him as the entertainer, but Malcolm's had a good season for you. He shot 40+% from three-point range. In the game against Virginia, he went to you and said, give me the ball for the last shot. Now, he didn't get it off. I think he lost it out of bounds. But as a coach, that's what you want, right?
No question. And when a kid comes to you that emphatic about, you know, I'm gonna win this game, I had no choice but to give him the ball. and I think he, you know, he's had an outstanding year. He was third team all conference, our best player, and hopefully, you know, he has a nice start to postseason here tonight.
Okay, when we come back, we'll talk about Miami and FAU. The NIT Hurricanes are playing host to FAU at the Bank United Center. We'll talk about that matchup and more as we continue on Hurricane Game Day with University of Miami head coach Frank Haith right here on CSS. Welcome back to Hurricane Game Day with University of Miami head coach Frank Haith here on CSS. Joe Zagacki alongside Josh Darrow. And tonight the Hurricanes will take on the Owls of FAU in the NIT at the Bank United Center. The Hurricanes a #2 seed, so a win would continue to play games at home. Before we talk about a scouting report on FAU, let's talk about why for this team getting to the postseason was important.
Because we have everybody back next year. So there's no question these guys, the more games they continue to play, the more they can grow and to play in postseason. We all understand we want to be in the NCAA tournament, but having the opportunity to continue to play in March is in terms of leading you towards that and understanding playing in postseason. And none of these guys have, other than Agent Thomas, had an opportunity and Julian to be a part of a postseason team. So it's a good fit in terms of ending the year this way to let's play in postseason.
A #2 seeding is very nice, and I also probably give credit to the selection committee, I guess, for the NIT. They put together a pretty intriguing matchup. Maybe not a matchup, you know, maybe not competitively, you know, we'll get to that in a second, but just in terms of interest, locally, two teams from the area, obviously, should be a nice draw tonight. Later on, should anticipate a nice crowd.
Well, I think a couple things there. Number one, the 2 seeding tells you how close we were probably to making the NCAA tournament. The NIT, when the NCAA bought the NIT and established it, in terms of they changed the focus of it a little bit. They wanted to be as much like the NCAA tournament in terms of the seeding based on your numbers, and our numbers are really good in terms of RPI, strength of schedule. And I think that 2 seeding tells you we're really close to getting to where we want to be in the NCAA tournament. And if you go back and you probably point to one thing, it's probably our conference wins. That's what we got to get better at. Playing a team like FAU, I think, who won their league, and is much improved from the year before we played them, it'll be a good matchup. And I think they will come in with a lot of energy, a lot of excitement about playing University of Miami, and they'll bring a lot of folks over here.
Played them, as you mentioned, a year ago in the Orange Bowl matchup. They have Ray Taylor, who can navigate that ball around the floor, and he can really shoot it.
They are a perimeter-oriented team led by Ray, but they also have some good shooters on the wing, and Grant being one, who was on their team last year as a young kid. Royster in the middle, long, athletic, big guy who can block shots. They got good size for a team that's a mid-major. They go 6'8", 6'9", 6'10" in terms of rotation of their big guys, and then they play 3 guards, and all 3 of those guards can shoot the basketball. So they present a lot of problems. They handle the ball very well, and we've got to be ready to play and excite. NIT is, you know, you got feelings of, 2 different types. You know, guys are disappointed not making the NCAA tournament, and they got to get themselves up to play. Then you got teams like FAU, who haven't been postseason for a long time, just thrilled to have an opportunity to play. And so that's why sometimes you see games where, those teams are able to beat high-level teams. So I think our guys are excited about playing too, because we haven't been in postseason.
And this is a team in the area, so getting your team's attention hopefully shouldn't be too hard. But if you just look at who they played, you knock off Mississippi State. They knock off teams from major conferences. They play to Florida. They play to George Mason. So in terms of getting a good look at what kind of level of competition you're going to get, that shouldn't be too hard.
No question. And they've beaten some teams. I think they beat Hofstra, too, in the Colonial, who was finished third or fourth in their league. So they will not have any feeling of overwhelmingness playing in our building, playing us. I mean, they've played at some really good places and have beaten some teams like Mississippi State, who had a tremendous run late in the year in the SEC.
After the tough game against North Carolina, how tough will it be to get your guys mentally focused or mentally ready to play this one?
Well, I think the opportunity to play, continue to play, and to play for a championship. At the end of the year, there's only two winners. The national champion and the NIT champion. So we're playing for something, and I think that's the biggest thing, is to continue to help our guys understand you're playing for something. You have an opportunity to play, which we didn't get that opportunity last year. Let's take advantage of it. Great
springboard for next season as well. All right, stay with us as we continue right here on Hurricane Game Day. When we come back, we'll wrap things up with University of Miami head coach Frank Haith here on CSS. Welcome back to Hurricane Game Day with University of Miami head coach Frank Haith here on CSS. Hurricanes are in the NIT, as we discussed in our last segment, against FAU for a couple of your players. However, Coach, this would be a real good opportunity for them to get back home. Malcolm Grant, Duran Scott with a little run here could go back and play in the big stage in Madison Square Garden.
The Mecca. I mean, there's nothing like playing in Madison Square Garden, and I've had the opportunity to be a part of some teams. Obviously, we played there before too, and playing St. John's. And I explained this to our team. I was at Wake Forest in '97. I think it was '97, '98. We had a team that was very young, very similar to this team here, and we didn't make the NCAA tournament. It was after Tim Duncan, so we were so young, and we went to the NIT and we won it. And obviously, the next year springboarded us to having a great year, top 10 early in the year, beating Kansas, had some really big-time wins. And we got back to the NCAA tournament. So as you mentioned earlier, springboards to next year. But to have an opportunity to play in New York, there's nothing like it.
We could point to a team that we just saw in North Carolina in the season they had last year with Roy Williams, and they were an NIT team a year ago. And this year, they get to the ACC finals. They're a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. So certainly there's some historicals on the growth pattern, and even though it might be painful getting there, that this is part of the process.
Penn State wins the NIT last year. They're in the NCAA tournament this year. 2 years ago, Ohio State wins the NIT. They're in it. Obviously, we look at their program, they're the #1 overall seed. I think it's a nice springboard to, particularly if you got a young team, which both those teams were, and to next season.
Well, Coach, it's been a lot of fun this year. A lot of close games to talk about. Look forward to a great season next year. A couple of players already on your bench will be a part of the squad next season. Thanks for being with us this year, and we'll see you next year.
Thank you.
All right, for University of Miami head coach Frank Haith and Josh Darrow and our entire crew, thanks for watching, everybody, here on Hurricane Game Day on CSS. So long, everyone.